Hello everyone, this is Lawrence, second video of the day. I'm having so much fun making these videos since I've used the camera of my laptop. It's so much easier and the picture quality so much better, and I don't have to transfer the video to my laptop. First video I hope you watch, it's a follow-up to the Chet Atkins album video, where I feature a couple of tracks from this album, 7-inch album right here, and so go check that out. This video, and this is a shout out video to a YouTube video of a live performance, and I think I'm going to make this quite the norm of what I will do in my videos. And the first one I did was a couple weeks ago of the classic Billie Holiday performance at 1957 at CBS Studio, where she's performing the song Fine and Mellow with the great jazz players of that era. It's magnificent, and I wanted to, that was for Lady Soul, because I wanted to show her that video to make her aware of it, and she responded and really liked it a lot. So this video right here is another recommendation to Lady Soul, a singer named ALA.NI, if I pronounced her name right, ALA period capital NI, okay. And let me pull up her Wikipedia information. Okay, she was born in 1993, and she's of London base, circulates between London and France, and she has had 2 albums out, and her great uncle was the Leslie Hutchinson, one of the most popular cabaret singers of the 1920s and 30s. So artistic sensibility and talent runs in the blood with her and her uncle and that family. And I was discovered her through NPR First Listen when her first album came out like 3 years ago. And NPR First Listen is a site which you can listen to new releases by artists prior to the official album release, okay? And it has a write-up about the artist too. And I'll post that link on there too, with when they featured ALA.NI. And of course I'll post the link to the performance which I'm going to talk about. Anyway, I saw the NPR write-up, and I listened to a few tracks, and I said, oh, her voice is really nice. It captivated me. And I went to YouTube to watch some of her live performances, and I was blown away, particularly one performance which she performs 4 songs that looks like to be in a old church converted to a concert hall, and she's only accompanied by a guitarist and a lady playing the harp, you know, the instrument shaped like that with the strings, you know. And it's great. Her voice is so pure and beautiful. It's like it's so pure, like a crystal stream, you know, body of a little stream going down a meadow. And it's just wonderful. She writes her own songs. She has 2 albums out, and so that's great. And this is her debut album. ALA.NI, you and I, and she did autograph it from me. And I'll go into a little bit later of how I got the autograph. And so this video, which I'm going to post the link, that's done in a church concert hall. It's 4 songs, so it's a little bit like a little mini concert, and she performs all the songs from here: Cherry Blossom, Old Fashioned Kiss, I think Suddenly, or no, Roses and Wine. But it's the last song that is amazing. Your jaw will drop. It's called Darkness at Noon. It's a beautiful song, very sad sound lyrically. And she hits all these high notes that's just amazing. And when she performs, she, like the great vocalist Edith Piaf, if I pronounce the name right in French, she uses hands expressions all the way through, which is great. And also her facial expressions is great, wonderful. But when she performs Darkness at Noon, toward the end, she holds her head back and starts hitting all these high notes. I think eyes closed, and she leaps off the stage and starts walking with her head held back, high notes again. It's almost like she's leading a funeral, a ceremonial funeral concession for some, king who had died. It's very interesting. So I will post that link. I also will post a few more links, but one of those will be her performing the old Glen Campbell hit, Wichita Lineman, and which at the end she just nails it with all those high notes. She has 2 albums out, and this is one of them, her debut album. Okay. How I got this autograph is she performed a show up in the Washington, D.C. area, a place called Wolf Trap, which is a famous concert hall. They have an outdoor venue, which is bigger, and an indoor venue, which holds about 300 people. And she opened for Son Little, who's a kind of a soul R&B guy, very good, and I really enjoy his music. But when I saw that she was opening the show, I got my ticket and headed up there, because it's only like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. Okay, so while it was some distance, it was still a place where I can get to without too much of a hassle. And that was my first time at Wolf Trap. And so she performed her set with just a company of a guitarist, and she captivated that audience. It was a small audience of about 250 people. It was very intimate, and the acoustics in there was fantastic. And after the show, she did a meet and greet at the concession table. And in fact, at the end of the show, she went in the hallway and said, "Come on, people, let's go to the concession stands, I'll sign autographs and do pictures," which she did. I had my picture taken with her. And I brought her album right here. And what was so funny about buying the album is they didn't have a person taking the money. I actually paid her for the album. It was like $20. How cool is that? So That's very unusual. And on here, she wrote in like a gold Sharpie, I rose like the morning sun, right there, which is a lyrical line from the album, which is a trend for me. If I get a chance to get an autograph from the artist on the album, I'll ask them to write a line from a lyric from one of the songs. I think that makes it kind of unique of them composing the song and then them writing a lyrical line from on the album from one of the songs. So I rose like the morning sun, and she said, wrote here, "Thank you, Lawrence." Little sign that's is a symbol for love, and she very gracefully signed it. And this wasn't like a hurried signature. She has very nice handwriting, and she took her time in writing it, and instead of just a quick scribble. This is on. Get my glasses. Missing Piece Records, distributed by Caroline. So it's kind of at the bottom here, and it's open up, your standard vinyl, and this is not fancy packaging. Lyrics and a photo of her. My love for you was sprung in spring and flourishes in the summer sun. Autumn kills the fresh green leaves. By winter all was said and done. So another lyrical line, okay? ALA.NI, You and I personally personalized for Lawrence, 2017. The only thing is, I like her. I think the album did not quite capture her vocal talent as on the videos, but that's all right. And one of the songs here, "Old Fashioned Kiss," actually got airplayed on one of our commercial stations in our area. Yeah, I just felt like her vocals on the YouTube weren't quite captured on the album. Her second album is out if you want to check that out. Let me talk a little bit about her music. I should have put that in front first. And I'm going to pull up the NPR write-up. Right here. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. ALA.NI, You and I seems to draw inspiration from Billie Holiday and Judy Garland, but she takes the more sweetness from Billie and Judy than the pain. Okay, so that's a little statement. Yeah, what I would categorize her, I hate to categorize, but she seems to be like what I would call the classic vocal era of the 1930s and 40s and 50s, of the Billie Holidays, of the Ella Fitzgerald type era. And the music on this album, the songs could have been songs from back then. Her new album, I forgot the title, but you could see all her work on Spotify. She takes a more modern approach, okay, and more contemporary today sound. So what I'll do, Lady Soul, this is for you, and this is for everyone else who digs it. I will present to you ALA.NI. So the 4-song mini concert will be the first length, and then the Wichita Lineman will be the second one. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good day, and please leave comments. Bye-bye.